Dear engineers, as you know, I have been uploading my lectures on topic of civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical and plumbing engineering related to HVAC also. So I want that I should transfer and shift my knowledge and experience which I gained in 50 years in my career in construction field. So my first slide as usual is as per my introduction, but I request you to kindly subscribe my channel, like my channel and share my channel to as many as engineers in your contact, so that they can also get some professional, practical and technical knowledge from these lectures, which will be beneficial for you as well as the other engineers. Thank you very much. Dear engineers, I have been advising you earlier also that in addition to acquiring education and qualification like diploma of engineering degree, means bachelor's degree or master's degrees in any field of the engineering, it is essential and necessary for you to be fully equipped with the technical and practical knowledge of working when you are working at any construction project. So this is my slide number 2, which I keep uploading on my YouTube channel, and my lectures are based on the same criteria. Engineers, we are discussing on concrete technology. This is my part number 3 of the same lecture which I have uploaded earlier also. Part 1 and part 2 you have seen, and now it is part 3. So and slide number 3 we have to discuss about the type and nature of the concrete. So number 1 is the normal or regular concrete. The components of this concrete are cement, water, sand and aggregate. This concrete is used only for the small section of structure. High strength concrete, to achieve higher compressive strength you have to reduce the water quantity. This is good for the heavy structures like bridges and dams. Lightweight concrete, in case weight of any structure is required to be reduced, and for the lower density lightweight concrete is used. Lightweight concrete is good for the precast panels and roofs, which reduces the weight and density of the concrete. This concrete is also capable for the insulation, and it also acts as the thermal insulation, having the quality of resisting to pass thermal effect from one end to the other. Also reduces the noise pollution, as it is having the sound absorbing quality. So all these things are the qualities of the concretes and types of the concrete. Hope you went through that. Thank you. Engineers, as we discussed in slide number 3, the types of concrete. In slide number 4 also we will discuss about the remaining types of concrete. So for this slide, number 1 is reinforced or RCC concrete. It is embedded with reinforcement and improves the tensile strength. This concrete is widely used in structural needs where the high compressive and tensile strength is required. Precast concrete, part 2. Number 2, precast concrete. This concrete is casted at one place and transported where it is required to be settled. It is cheaper, economical, as it saves the time as well as resources spent on other concretes and on other construction projects. Decorative concrete, used for polished finishes. This concrete is used in decorative structures and is aesthetically appealing. Often used in sidewalks, patios and interior floors. fiber fiber reinforced concrete. Fiber reinforced concrete is to improve the durability. Also, it retains the cracks in concrete structure. This concrete is mostly used in industrial floors and the pavements. Rapid cement concrete. Rapid cement concrete is used where fast and quick results of the project are required. It saves the time of the project, as well as the concrete is done very rapidly. So we have studied about the quality of concrete in these two slides. Thank you. Engineers, now we'll discuss slide number 5, the grade of concrete. This is very important chapter and very important topic. The grade of concrete is called its strength and composition. Usually, grade of concrete is denoted by numbers followed by the letter N. For example, M20, M25, M30 and all that. The M stands for mix and N indicates the compressive strength of the concrete, measured in megapascals. After the 28 days of curing, concrete is tested, and this is we get M20, M30, and or something like that, compressive strength of the concrete. Higher grade, significantly stronger concrete, suitable for heavy duty constructions like marine structures and all that. Different grades are chosen based on the requirement of a project, such as a load bearing capacity project and environmentally conditions project. For instance, C10 has the strength of 10 newtons, C15 has the strength of 15 newtons. Likewise, different mixes M comes in various mixed proportions of the various ingredients of cement, sand, coarse aggregate. For instance, M20 comes in the respective ratio 1:1:5:3. Likewise, so we can discuss this chapter in detail, but the time limit is there. So hope you understand this topic. Continuation to slide number 5, we will discuss about the different grades of concrete and their uses. M5 means M5 means 5 MPa, megapascals, used for non-structural applications. M7.5 uses for small structures, element non-loading bearing structures. M10 uses for footings, pavements and non-load bearing walls. M15 is used for structural elements like small slabs and walls. M20 is used for commonly residential structures like beams, columns, slab and retaining walls and all that. So this is the brief summary of slide number 6. In continuation to slide number 6, we will go through some more concrete types, which are M25, suitable for medium structure like commercial structures. M30 used for high strength applications and medium to high rise buildings. M35 is used in different structures, required high strength and durability. M40 often used for heavy duty applications and high rise structures. M50 and onwards is used in specialized structure needing very high strength and durability, such as bridges and industrial structures. So now these 3 slides have discussed the grades of concrete, their uses and their qualities. Thank you. Engineers, although there are hundreds of topics, hundreds of branches on concrete technology, we cannot discuss in few slides or few lectures. As far as I am concerned, I am trying to upload as per my knowledge and experience some of the topics and some of the branches of the concrete technology. So this is also one of the important factor of doing the concrete during the rain, and there are what are the effects of the rain, negative effects of the rain we will discuss in few slides. Pouring concrete during rain can have several negative effects on quality and durability of the finished structure. Some of the key issues we have to discuss are: number one, cement paste washes away during the rain water from the concrete surface, leading to a rough and uneven surface and reduces the strength as well. Excess rainwater reducing its strength and durability, so weaken the concrete structure. Hydration and curing are side by side processes. Curing against strength concrete due to rain, water incompletely hydrates and occurs the strength of the concrete in negative way. Number 4, when rainwater accumulates, the evaporation from the surface of the concrete stops, it can cause surface cracks, reducing the lifetime of the concrete structure. Number 5, and the last thing is that the additional water from the rain can extend the setting time of the concrete and delay of construction schedule. So all these factors are to be considered, and we have to take care of concrete during the rains. Thank you very much. Dear engineers, now we will go through the slide number 9, and in that slide, how to protect concrete during the rain. Preferably delay the pouring concrete until the weather clears. Take appropriate precautions to protect concrete from the defects and bad concrete. Number 1 is cover the concrete using plastic sheets or tarpaulin sheets to cover the concrete. Touch to avoid touching the surface of the concrete directly, as it can damage the concrete surface. If feasible, construct a temporary shelter like a tent or something like that to cover the concrete. Number 3 is work quickly. If rain is predicted or forecast soon after the pouring, try to finish and protect the concrete as quickly as possible. Point number 4 is, if you have time to before the start of rain, let the concrete set enough to resist the damage for 4 to 6 hours, depending on the condition of the concrete. Then apply the protection. If rain starts before you are able to cover it, gently sweep away any standing water with a soft broom. After the rain stops, avoid damages. So these are the protections we can take. I have briefly discussed. Thank you. Now, engineers, we will discuss about scheduling and planning if rain is forecast and pouring of concrete is necessarily to be done. This is all to be done in slide number 10. So we will go through the checklist. Please check the weather forecast closely for the day leading up to the pour time. If you come to know the rain is predicted, schedule the pouring earlier in the daytime. If you must pour despite the potential rains, plan to have tarpaulin or other cloth to cover the concrete. Plan for quick curing by using curing compound that speed up the setting process of the concrete. If the weather is worsened, plan for the other date. Coordinate with all the crew members and the suppliers about the changes taken place. Assess the condition, yani the conditions are different. Ensure proper drainage on the site to prevent water accumulation or pooling around the pouring area. Keep a clear record of the planned schedule and any adjustment made due to the weather forecast. Test the slump. This is very important, you know. You have to test the slump, whether the slump is okay. So this slump is to test before start of the immediately start of the concrete and after the concrete is over. So these precautions are to be taken during the planning for the rainy season and for the period the rain is forecast to, to do the concrete. Thank you very much. Slide number 11. Sometimes it happens that some next stage of work is on hold and you want to do the pouring, and if light rain is there, you can do the pouring by taking some precautions. Increase the cement content by 5 to 10% to maintain the strength of the concrete. Avoid adding extra water to the mix to compensate for the rain. Use lower water content if the rain is constant and if the rain continues. If the mix is too dry, this can lead to poor dehydration of the concrete. Make sure final product retains with full strength and durability. Maintain the correct water cement ratio. Use water reducing admixture to help maintain workability without adding excess water. During the pouring, you have to take care of testing the slump at the start of the project. You have to test the slump at the start of the project and at the end of the concrete process. It will give you the difference of slump, and if the slump failure, then you have to reject the concrete. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, engineers. You listened to me patiently and went through the slides. If you went through the slides, it will be helpful to you, because I am making the text on slides also, as well as I am talking and I am inserting my videos so that you can listen to them. For that also I am making different text. So please go through the slides and listen to my videos, which may be useful for you. I need your comments, which are very important for me. At the same time, I request you to please subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share my channel to as many as engineers in your contact, so that they can also get some benefit out of these lectures. These lectures are based on technical knowledge and practical knowledge and professional knowledge, which I wanted to shift it to the engineers. Thank you very much again. Please subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share my channel to as many as engineers in your contact. Thank you very much.